Miss Milliken?
What's your problem, mister?
Oh, it's cool. I'm Miss Milliken's attorney, Martin Kaczynski. I'd like to talk to her a second.
I'm sorry, Mr. Kopensky, not here.
Kaczynski.
Your pussycat has enough citations to pay for a wall. Now, we have to set a few examples. Your number was chosen. You
Invited him to throw the book at her.
He was enjoying it so much. What could I do?
You know the famous humble pie? You could eat a little of that.
I'll give it a shot, all right?
KAZ. Sponsored by Vitamin Fortified Post Grape Nuts. Just crunchy little nuggets of wheat and barley with no preservatives. Grape Nuts, the simple cereal.
What's his name? The head of the company, KAZ's boss. What are you doing squeezing nickels with a high-class legal talent like KAZ, huh? I know a lot of guys up in the slammer who just...
The men's room door is stuck and your mouth is open. I'll do something to reverse the situation. Oh, Mr. Bennett. Oh, you should have called. I would have chilled some fine champagne.
Oh, no, don't make a fuss, Mary. It's just a small emergency that requires the services of our friend. I'll wait over here if it's all right.
Of course, Martin will be right with you.
Right.
The guy wants champagne. The stuff we got yesterday's fresh. We just squeezed the grapes.
Nice.
What a surprise. I love the yellow rose.
Isn't that nice? You are fantastic up there.
I thought I told you.
I think you probably did. You know, I used to play tenor sax in college.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I sat next to a guy just like you, left me half deaf in my right ear.
What? I can't hear you.
Oh, come on, stop. Sit down and talk.
Sure. You want a drink? 2 ginger ales.
Yes.
Put it on your bill.
Thank y'all.
KAZ,
Sir?
I need your help on a matter that just came up.
Sure.
Well, there's a lady got herself a bit of a problem. I should handle this myself, but I'm late already. I got to pick up Donaldson at the airport.
Tomorrow's the antitrust thing.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot. Well, I make house calls. What's the trouble?
Well, yeah.
Thanks,
What's
Bill.
that?
Lynn, I'm sorry. I can't read the last name.
Well, it's Milliken.
Milliken. All right.
Now, here are the facts as I understand them. She apparently struck a pedestrian as she was leaving a restaurant a couple of hours ago. Now, she panicked and kept driving. Then she had second thought. She came back to the scene of the accident, and the police were there, and an ambulance.
Which really freaked her out, so she hightailed it for home.
All right, now, I don't have to tell you how important it is to get her to turn herself in before they come looking for her. I want you to go there, take her down to the station, handle the routine, then get her back to the apartment with as little discomfort as possible.
Discomfort? What about the pedestrian?
KAZ, I have nothing but the deepest sympathy for that pedestrian, as well as Asia's starving masses.
I'm sorry I said anything.
I don't know what the bail schedule says about hit run, but yeah, that's okay.
Done.
Now, be nice. She's really shaken up.
You had to say that, huh?
Well, as an old sax player to a drummer, okay?
With a rim shot.
Thanks, KAZ.
Miss Milliken?
What's your problem, mister?
Oh, it's cool. I'm Miss Milliken's attorney, Martin Kaczynski. Like to talk to her a second?
I'm sorry, Mr. Kopensky, not here.
Kaczynski, that's all right.
Yes, well, the prisoner's been told her rights. You're one of them. You'll be free to talk to her at the station.
Miss Milliken, don't worry about a thing. I'll be right with you.
It's awful. A lady can't walk down the street anymore without being annoyed.
You got everything?
I can't find my keys.
Your keys?
I mean, I was not soliciting. This gentleman stops me and asks me for my address.
Oh, I'm sorry, I found them.
I'm sorry,
I
man.
just happened to be in the process.
All right? You got ink all over your hands.
Never mind.
The last time I gave you my address, half the division stopped by to pay me a visit. Hey, sweetie, if you have the towel concession here, my number's coming up next.
Okay? Come on.
Numbers come up already. Now, give already. I promise you, the Civil Liberties Union will... Give me your address.
443 Tigmont Place. And if a man answers, try next door.
I restore old cars. It's sort of a hobby of mine.
You didn't get very far on this one.
Hey, atta girl. Okay, now cross your fingers.
What?
Cross your fingers. Oh, magic. You got it, kid. Okay, let me tell you where it's at. I don't restore old cars. This heap, it's where I'm at now. I'm green, but I'm good. Do you trust me?
You're an ex-convict, aren't you?
Boy, good news travels fast, I'll tell you.
One of the officers told me.
We're expecting F. Lee Bailey to stop and hold your hand in the middle of the night.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean anything.
No, that's all right. No, I'm sorry. Forget it.
Oh, my God.
What?
I didn't even think. Who was it that
His name was Willard Bishop, age 41. He had a broken leg. And your Cadillac had a dent in the right front fender, and one of the officers told me.
What are they going to do to me?
I think we better talk about it. Okay? Oh, boy. What a beautiful place. Hey, congratulations. This is a terrific place.
Would you like a drink?
I would love a drink.
Help yourself. I really don't feel like playing hostess tonight.
Would you like one?
No.
Okay. Oh, I love these. What do you call these guys?
Decanters.
Decanters. I gotta get me some of these. You could put 369 scotch in here, and who's to know? I'm not saying that you would do that.
Who's to know?
Who's to know? And here's to you. Do you mind if I, No. Thank you. No sense wasting good carpet, huh?
Look, Mr. Kaczynski.
Would you do me a favor before we go any further? Would you call me KAZ? Kaczynski sounds like somebody's crushing a beer can.
Okay.
Let me hear it.
Kaz.
Thank you.
Look, Kaz. I know you're engaging in small talk just to make me feel more at ease, but since I know that's what you're doing, it's making me very uptight.
I'm sorry. Let's start where you started, okay? Okay, you had dinner at a place called the Oliver House?
Yes.
How's the food there, by the way? I'm sorry. Did you have dinner with anybody?
No. I was alone.
Hey?
Alone.
Excuse me?
Nothing.
Did you have anything to drink?
I had a couple.
Nobody has a couple. Come on. You had 3, you had 5, you had 6, 9. Every drunk driver in the tank says he had a couple.
Look, I had a couple. You pick the number then. What is this?
I'm sorry. I'm looking for extenuating circumstances. For instance, have you been upset about anything lately?
I have been upset nearly 32 years of my life. Does that help?
Well, if you have to suffer, this is a beautiful place to do it in. These are nice. These are yours. El Milliken, you did these. Yes?
Yes.
Oh, they're beautiful. Oh, I love the puppy dog one. Me, you know, I use a camera like a guillotine. I chop everybody's head off. Okay, so now we've got it. You leave the restaurant, you're a little upset about certain things that have been going on in your life lately, but you're sober, or else the valet wouldn't have given you your car, so you drive about a block, you hear a bam, you look out, you don't see anything, you figure a tire blew, so you keep moving.
No. I looked in my mirror, and I saw someone lying in the street.
No, we haven't got it. You have insurance?
I think so.
You think so?
I mean, I don't know who handles the paperwork or the...
You're a professional person.
No.
No.
Goldie at the police station is a professional person. Me, I'm kind of a hybrid. I'm not exactly married, and I'm not exactly not. Actually, I know what I'm not. But as to what I am... The car is not really mine. The carpet is not really mine. Now the scotch is mine. So why don't you drink up and let's call it night?
Listen, I can't defend you while you're so busy prosecuting yourself anyway. Okay. Can we try again in the sunshine?
Yes.
Thanks.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Good night.
What's going to happen? I mean, really?
It depends. They'll probably yank your license for a while.
Or they can't do that.
Why not?
It's already been suspended.
You don't have a license.
No.
Give me your hands. Now promise me something. That you're not going to start worrying until I tell you to start worrying. Is that a deal?
Deal.
Good night.
Good night.
Hey, lady, aren't you in enough trouble without stealing your lawyer's shoes? Thank you.
Linda Milliken?
Yes.
These are for you. The fella handpicked each one.
You guys are working late, aren't you?
24-hour delivery. Thanks. Enjoy your roses, miss.
Thank you.
Yellow roses. Nice thought.
Yes. My friend is always very thoughtful.
Good night. Oh, Sam. Sam.
Old Court files the Donaldson papers before noon. And about the theater tickets, Miss Vogel? Now, you're not to haggle with Mr. Casey this time. Pay his price. Even if we have to build a new wing on the theater, we're going to get the Donaldsons into the Peter Pan revival. You got that? Finer points of law. How'd it go?
Well, I blew the big surrender scene. The cops got there before I did.
Oh, no. How'd that happen?
Their car was faster than mine. I did get her home all right. One thing, sir, some anonymous witness called up and had gotten her license number.
Is the accident serious?
Well, I'm sure the guy she hit thinks so. His leg is in a cast.
All right, Kaz, I want you to go to the hospital, pay all the bills, any loss of pay, miscellaneous expenses. It might help the case. Well, what does she say about it?
She says she's guilty. There's nothing I can do about it, except for one thing.
So?
Well, unless she backed up over the guy several times, I don't know how anybody had time to get the license number.
Yeah, well, it's a first offense. Find out from the DA who's handling it for him and get it reduced to a misdemeanor. I'd like to get out of here. Just get the best plea possible and wrap it up.
Sir, this Linda Milliken has a lot of problems.
I know.
I don't mean the hit and run. I mean personal problems.
I know.
Miserable people make miserable drivers.
Kaz, talk to the DA.
Talk to the DA.
Accommodate the accident victim.
Accommodate the accident
And
victim.
stop saluting.
It's a gesture of respect.
Oh. Well, in that case, keep saluting.
Here you are.
How'd you know?
I just kept heading where all the other guys were looking. You really keep in shape.
You better believe it. It's part of the job.
Hey, just park it, will you please? I want to talk to you.
Oh.
Ah, you look happier today.
You're my lawyer, shouldn't I be?
Could be, could be. I talked to the boss about you.
Oh? Well, what did the boss have to say?
Well, first of all, he's very concerned about you. And he asked me to ask the deputy DA who's got the case to see if we can make a deal. That is, if you plead guilty.
That's kind of easy, isn't it?
Well, I can always come over later and stick some bamboo slivers under your fingernails.
I'm sorry. Hey, look, I thought it would be worse. I'm sorry.
Oh, man. I'm just waiting for the tow truck. I'm waiting for the tow truck, okay? What's the sense of having to hassle me and give me a ticket and all that jazz?
You're just so thoughtful to everyone.
What does it cost?
Hey, I got to thinking last night,
What?
and I really felt bad.
Hey, what did I tell you about that stuff?
No, I mean about what I said. About you being an ex-convict, I mean. That was really a low blow. I'm sorry.
It's cool. Ex-convict, that says it all, doesn't it? I was a convict. Now I'm not. I was at a certain place in my life. Now I'm going someplace else. You'd be surprised how many people don't even know that much about themselves.
No. No, I wouldn't.
You're really very pretty, you know that. You're a model, right, once?
And Istanbul was once Constantinople.
Is that where you learned about photography, from being a model?
Partially. And my friend encouraged me to take courses in it. But they kind of went the route of my acting classes and the French lessons and the cordon bleu.
Well, it shouldn't have. You're really very talented. Your pictures are as good as any. I think I better move my car. I better go see if I can make a lifelong friend out of Willard Bishop. explain, sir?
You can get the hell right out of here. That's what you can do
to you
for me.
for a minute, Mr. Bishop, please.
If I want to talk to any lawyers, I'll get my own lawyer. Mr. Kaczynski, you came barging
Look, I don't want to
right
step
into
on
the-
anybody's toes here. The manner of speaking, you understand. And I realize that insurance adjusters have as much right to be here as I do.
Mr. Bishop, if you'll just be patient for, say, 2 weeks, I'm confident that our claims division will approve of the extra amount. There's no need for you to get involved in all the trouble and expense of litigation.
Sir, all I want you to know is that my client is more than willing to pay for all your medical expenses here.
Yeah, today. Last night, she was more than willing to let me lie there in the street like some stray dog she'd run down.
The woman feels very badly about it, sir, believe me.
Well, I hope they hang her till her eyes pop. She got caught. That's the only reason she feels badly. She got caught. I hope they hang her. Rich people.
I know just how you feel. This guy in a big Buick slammed into my motorcycle. Excuse me.
Would you get out of here?
Yes, get out. Mr. Kaczynski, can we get together a little later?
I think we better. I'm sorry. Excuse me. Just remember what I said. Forgive me, sir, please. We'll talk later, okay? Take care of yourself.
Mr. Bishop, I'm so sorry. This is unusual. This doesn't happen. You're going to be satisfied with our company. There's no doubt about it. I have everything here. You're going to be taken care of.
No, no, no. There will be more charges. When your wife is discharged, and only then will you pay your bill. Comprehendo? No, no. I don't know where do these people come from. Sir, you cannot partially pay your wife's bill while she is still a patient in the hospital. There are absolutely no exceptions, sir. And if you lose that money in the meantime, it is your responsibility. Now, this is the termination of this discussion altogether, sir, down to the last period. Cashier's desk, Miss Sackler. Will you speak up? Well, excuse me, madam, but I think our computer never makes an error. I would suggest you check your bill again. Yes, good afternoon. Yes, Dr.
Garcia.
Garcia.
I can see it in your eyes and it breaks my heart. Miss Sackler, you don't remember me.
Well, doctor, I'm sorry there's so many doctors in the hospital.
I thought possibly that I would be something special to you since the Christmas party last year.
Christmas party?
Let me refresh your memory.
You and me?
Es posible para mí. Darling, let me ask you to do this for me. I need the records of Mr. Wheeler Bishop, room 711.
Yes, doctor.
And, sweetheart, I also need a list of the charges.
Doctor, you know our system. The computer, we can't issue those charges. We can't issue partial.
Nurse, do you remember last year the Christmas party when Miss Sackler got up on the table?
I will get the records, doctor.
Muchas gracias, hasta Miss Sackler. Sniffle, sniffle, eh? What I would recommend for you is take a hot bath and a belt of scotch. The scotch is the chaser. Muchas gracias, a usted.
Will the head surgical nurse call the main desk?
What,
There is one broken leg, but there's no record of an x-ray.
Doctor, our computer doesn't make a mistake.
I tell you what, sweetheart, I have to take this with me now to examine them, yeah?
You can't, doctor. I can't let them leave the department, please.
Do you know what happened after?
I'll make copies, doctor. You take this whole set with you. There's another set on the computers. I'll go.
I tell you something. Your boss, he is one tough hombre. Adios, kid.
Dr. Zaki, extension 239.
Well, I understand what you're trying to
Mr. Melman.
Mr. Norman.
I'm sorry, Mr. Norman. Did you settle the claim?
I would have settled it. I almost could have settled it for $20,000.
That's more than I make in a year. He didn't seem $20,000 worth of hurt to me.
Well, you can get a professional assessment of his injuries from Dr. Grable.
Thank you. You were the physician on duty when Mr. Bishop was...
No, I'm not on staff here. Mr.
Kaczynski.
Mr. Kaczynski. No, I'm Mr. Bishop's personal physician.
Oh, what a break for me. You saved me a call. My office is picking up all of Mr. Bishop's medical bills. But there seems to be one missing, and perhaps you can help me out here. And I'm referring to an x-ray bill. Do you know anything about that?
The x-rays were taken in my office. My patient insisted on being taken to my office first.
where I x-rayed him and then checked him into the hospital. Those x-rays are now in a folder at his bedside.
So that's why the bill isn't in here.
I would be delighted to send the bill in for the x-rays to you first thing in the morning.
I will be delighted to receive it. Here's my card. The address is right on there.
Oh, thank you, Mr.
Kaczynski.
Kaczynski. I'll get back to you on that other thing.
Very charming guy. What is his name?
Grable, Dr. Grable.
Grable.
Report to the desk. Dr. Bronson.
Everything under control?
It was, until you had to barge in here and louse things up. Now some smart lawyer will rent a wheelchair, push it into court, and collect 20 times $20,000.
Come to think of it, he doesn't have a lawyer. That's very strange. Very nice for you, though.
Yeah, well, maybe I'll get lucky. Maybe you made him so sick of lawyers, he'll stay away from them. And then maybe I'll get him to settle.
Never give up, pal. That's the trick. Never give up. Frank, just the man I want to see. How are you?
Fine, fine. Let's keep it that way. Don't sit down.
Thank you. Cobbler looks good today.
I thought so.
Should have seen it 2 days ago when they first made it. Listen, Frank, I understand you've been handed a little matter concerning one of our clients?
Linda Milliken, violation State Vehicle Code 2001, felony hit run. Not a little matter.
Come on, Frank. Sort of a wobbler, isn't it? First offense? What do you say we knock it down to misdemeanor, huh? Give you a break.
No deal.
Frank, I'm trying to save you some time so you can prosecute some real criminals.
Your pussycat has enough citations to paper a wall. Every moving violation invented. Driving on a suspended license, speeding around town in a $15,000 offensive weapon, crippling people. And then hiding from arrest in a very swanky address.
What are you doing, Frank? Running for Attorney General in a traffic case?
No, I'm just following orders. Like you, Kaczynski. You see, now, the press and television has been very rough on us for not being tough enough on motor vehicle mayhem. Now, we have to set a few examples. Your number was chosen. And, Kaczynski, as you may have noticed, my little heart breaketh at what I'm going to have to do to you. And your client. Sorry about that.
KAZ will continue.
Monday, Charlie. This Wednesday.
Yes. Well, find them. If you can. Thank you.
Oh. I'm gonna help you with this Refco thing. I'm having lunch with the DA. I'll bring up the reduction to misdemeanor.
Oh, I really appreciate that. Refco's a tough tackle. I can use all the blocking I can get. Here, sir, excuse me. Why don't you sit down?
No, it's all right, it's all right. Look,
Office is a little messy, I know.
Oh, it's okay. You know, if I fail in this plea bargaining, Miss Milliken's gonna need a hell of a lot more than blocking.
You're very fond of our client, I know.
Yes, Sam. Well, now, what about the victim? Do you think Mr. Bishop's worth another try?
In my opinion, I think Mr. Bishop's a little in the hand.
What do you mean?
Well, what do you think of a guy who gets hit by a car, lies there in the gutter for dead, and instead of going to hospital, he goes to his private physician?
Yeah, that's quite a display of cool under pressure, all right.
Then he's offered $20,000 for a broken leg and some bruises. He turns it down. He doesn't even have a lawyer to boot.
And nobody's turned up the witness who phoned in the license plate?
Not yet, sir.
So, at this point, we have two questions and no defense. I mean, is that it?
I'm sorry, sir. That's it.
Mr. Bennett, Mr. Donaldson is here to go over the contracts.
Funny, she never calls me on that thing.
She finds me everywhere. Well, keep at it. I mean, it's an old sax player to a drummer.
Yes, sir.
KAZ, this is crazy.
Oh, for sure. If you don't try something crazy once in a while, you can sit around here and go nuts.
But we can't just march in and expect a professional photographer to give me a job.
Why not? I used to march behind Henry in the mess hall line. Oh, don't worry. He's a pro who used to be a con. Photo engraving. You're a little competition with the U.S. government, but the man did beautiful work. Come on, let's go. And don't forget the portfolio. Good. Thanks. Huh?
It's not bad.
That means fantastic.
Well,
Do your own darkroom work?
She does everything. She does it all.
Come on, Kaz. Don't con a con. How are you in the lab?
well, I had a little trouble learning all the different papers at first, but actually I'm pretty good.
I suppose you want to tell me what pretty good means.
I'll catch up with you later, okay?
Where are you going?
I only have 2 strikes against me today. I still got 1 swing coming. Can I borrow this?
Sure.
Thanks.
Hey, you out to lunch?
Hi, Mr. Bishop.
What do you want?
I was wondering how your leg is, sir.
Well, you get run down. Why don't you tell me?
I told you, the guy in the big Buick slammed... No, I'm just kidding. Wait a minute. Would you take a look at this picture for me?
What are you trying to pull?
Nothing. I just want you to look at the picture. Thank you.
Who is it?
I thought you could tell me who it is.
I ain't got the slightest.
This is the lady you say ran into you.
Oh, no, you don't. If this is the babe who was driving the Cadillac to smack me, she said she did it. I didn't.
And you didn't see her?
Of course not. I already told the cops that. They know who was driving. You ain't going to trick me, shyster. Get lost.
Like that, no wonder you went into law.
You want to clean up your act for me, please?
Maybe you should have been a doctor.
Can you handle this for me or not?
Hey, can a squirrel crack nuts? I got a friend of mine, a burglar, he owes me.
Take it easy. Don't smudge the fingerprints.
Don't worry about the fingerprints. I have a little experience there myself.
Ref goes push for quick proceedings, so I only have a couple of days, all right?
Days? Kaz, the guy works for the city. They want some of his time, too.
Put a fire under it, all right, sweetheart?
Kazzy, look, you want miracles, go to Lourdes, will you?
It's near Encino, isn't it?
Kaz, I'm sorry I got lost.
Here I am. Go, please, darling, go! Well, how did it work out with Henry, all right?
Well, he didn't offer me a job, but I'm not sure I'd take one even if he had.
Right. It would be a lousy trade. I mean, why the hell should you have to give up all that slipping around in silk sheets and the fancy trips to Bermuda, all those classy things that ladies really care about?
Hitting it a little low, aren't you?
Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. I guess I've been around guys who want out for so long, I forgot not everybody wants out. Yes?
Well, you may be right. No one's twisting my arm. I could always have had out. No, my friend's an incredible person. If I ever said to him, I want something different, and goodbye was part of that, he'd help me go for it.
Why are you always talking about somebody else? What about you? Do you want to say goodbye?
I don't know.
What's not to know? Either you're happy with your life the way it is, or you want more, and obviously I'm not talking about money.
I want more, Kaz, but I'm afraid. Do you know what I mean? Afraid?
You know who ain't afraid, honey? Dead people. And speaking of dead people, Frank Repko, Deputy District Attorney, may I have the great pleasure of introducing you to Linda Milliken?
Nice try, Kaczynski. No dice.
Ah, your boss and my boss had a bad lunch.
You tried to get your big Daddy Bennett to go over my head.
That wasn't my idea, man. Come on.
Yeah. Well, my boss left the matter entirely up to me.
Oh, trusts you with the biggies, does he?
There's no deal, Kaczynski. The felony charge is going to stick.
Well, I am really disappointed, Frank.
Well, I'm doing my job.
I thought you were going to come in here and offer me a deal, and I was going to tell you to stick that deal in your ear. Now, why don't you go in there and throw the book at us, because Miss Milliken and I are pleading not guilty. Come on, pal.
Your big mouth, Kaczynski, is going to do her a lot of good. Your big mouth.
God, Kaz, I hope you know what you're doing.
People seem to say that to me a lot. I wonder why.
He's waiting for you. He's waiting for you.
You wanted to see me, sir?
Yes, Ken. Sit down. Will you please sit down?
Yes.
You're happy here, aren't you, Kaz?
You bet I am, sir.
You don't object to the way we do business here?
Well, I'd like to talk to you about my salary.
Yeah, I know. All right, but now you do get that the judicial system sometimes requires a certain flexibility.
Yeah, I understand that.
Then why in the hell did you declare war on the assistant district attorney over the body of my client, or your client?
What did you want me to do? He was standing there ready to string her up.
You invited him to throw the book at her. Now, is that some kind of new strategy or something? Or what did Revco do? Did he hurt your feelings?
I'm sorry. You're right. I blew my cool. He was enjoying it so much. What could I do?
You know the famous humble pie? You could have eaten a little of that. That wouldn't have killed you, and it might have helped her.
Want me to crawl? Is that it?
Is that what you want to call it? Yeah, all right, yes. Yes, there are occasions when you have to do that.
I can't do that. I'll try. I'll give it a shot, all right? I obviously haven't shown much talent in that area so far.
Well, I suppose one could get through life without learning that particular talent.
Look, sir, I know you have to learn how to bend, and you have to learn how to compromise, and I'm going to try to learn, all right? You got to understand something about me. I've lived alone most of my life. Now, for you married guys, it's somewhat easier, isn't it? You either learn how to compromise, or you get... I'm going to give it a shot.
Not all married people learn to compromise, you know, as the divorce rate amply demonstrates. I mean, there are those marriages where divorce is just not practical. The children, it's property, the appearances. Then the compromise is separate lives. I'm still friends, in a way, but at a distance. It's not a bad compromise, but it leaves a void of what is the need for human contact and a relationship. What the hell are we gabbing about? Get out of here, I got work to do.
Yes.
Kaz? Do what you can for her, will you?
Good night, Sam.
You still with us, Mr. Kaczynski?
From death do us part, Mrs. Fogel. Can I drop you anywhere? Okay. What's the big news?
Well, it's not so big, maybe.
What? What?
Henry called me.
He called you? That's it. You're in. You did it, kid.
He just wants to talk to me.
Foregone conclusion. Asked for good money and paid vacations.
I stalled him.
Why did you stall him?
Well, I have to wait and see what happens in court tomorrow. Or have you forgotten? We go to court tomorrow.
Don't worry. Frank Revco and I can always kiss and make up. No, we have this sort of love-hate relationship. The man loves to hate me. Mary, darling, excuse me, where's Malloy?
Just because I could use a hand for the tables, he isn't hanging around.
Oh, sweetheart, don't be too hard on him. He's working on something for... Hey, you guys don't know each other, do you? I'm sorry. Linda Milliken, photography person. This is Mary Parnell, proprietess.
Nice to meet you, Mary. But Kaz is getting a little ahead of himself. Of all of us. I'm pleased, I'm sure. Why, you're very pretty. Is your relationship with him professional or personal?
I don't believe this.
I just want to know how to act towards her.
You act nice towards her. This is a very high-class photography personality.
It's nice to meet you.
Nice meeting you, Miss Parnell.
Seriously, Kaz, can we hold off on that kind of talk?
Seriously, Linda, you can do it, kid. Believe me, you can do it.
Morning. Morning, starting gate. Who? Malloy? No. I think you must have the wrong number. No one here by that name. Yeah, sure, that's all right.
You go in, they got narrow lapels. You come out, they got wide lapels. You go in, they got skinny ties. You come out, they got fat ties. Help, please. All right? How do I look?
Terrible. Good morning.
What happened?
I'm waiting. I said good morning. What's the matter? What's eating you?
What have you been up to now, Malloy?
Up to? What are you talking? What up to?
Yeah, maybe you better tell Kaz, because I got a hunch you're going to need a lawyer.
You two want to take a straight cut to the point, please? I have to be in court. What's happening?
A police sergeant, a Savarino, just called asking for Malloy. I mean, I played dumb.
Oh, no, he's my contact in burglary. He's going to do us a favor.
A favor? I got old habits. I'm an old broad. It's hard to break.
Don't worry, don't.
Savarino burglary, please. What do you mean he just stepped out? He just called me. Well, can you reach him? Donuts. Doesn't he eat before he comes to work? No, I ain't got time for that, thanks.
All right, go find him. How many donut shops can there be around police headquarters? And get me the information over to the courtroom as soon as you can. It's all I have. And Mary, take the other suit to the tailors, will you? And tell them to take off the cuffs.
This is just a preliminary hearing. It won't take long. You'll be out of there.
Why isn't he here?
Oh, he'll be here.
Sam?
Linda, now whatever happens in there, I mean, whatever you decide or whatever, I'm with you. You got that?
Yes. I've got that.
Shall we go in?
Yeah, we're ready.
Yo, Sam! We got a stall.
Well, Revco's ready. You got something going?
I got Malloy working on something, and if he comes back with what I think he's going to come back with, we're going to blow Bishop out of the building.
Yeah, well, what is it? Now, don't tell me. What if it isn't what you think it is?
I don't want to think about it. Mr. Bishop, excuse me, I'd like to talk to you a minute. How's your leg, sir?
It's terrible. What's it to you?
Have you settled your claim with the insurance company yet?
It's none of your business.
I understand you're shooting for more than $20,000. Is that true?
All right, come on, let's go.
Wait a minute. Just wait a minute. I hear you're going for $100,000, sir, and you're willing to throw my client down the chute?
Get out of the way, creep.
Get out of the way? I'm going to get into your way.
Hey, cut that out! What? You
cut it out! Cut it out? I'm going to cut it off. Hey, come here. You want a broken leg? I'll give you a broken leg. Come here!
Come on! Here!
What?
Get out!
What?
Crazy.
What happened?
Kaz, you win the rag, Dolly. That creep Bishop's been moving around like a pair of dice at the policeman's ball. There are warrants out for him in 4 states.
Well, cut him off!
Let's cut him off. He's running right into the arms of my friend, the cop, who, unless he was slowly ambling down the hall.
Thank you. You want a translation? The man was an insurance swindler. You didn't hit him, he hit you. Oh, Frank. My little heart breaketh, Frank, to have to ask you this. But would you make the first motion? And would you buy dismissal? Huh?
You gonna explain?
Yes, sir.
All right.
He must have copied down your license plate while your car was still parked. Then he waited for you.
And you got the fingerprints off my picture.
Well, he thought I wanted to, hello, officer. He thought I wanted to identify you, it doesn't matter. I got 2 complete sets. Pretty nifty, huh, sir?
Well, it's nifty. It's not dignified, but nifty.
Sir, if you don't mind, I'll tell you what's not dignified. My salary.
Oh, well, we'll talk about that.
I figured.
I'll drop you in a place.
I guess this is just about as good a place as any. I'm going to see a man about a job.
Miss Milliken. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Mr. Bennett. Goodbye, Kaz.
Good luck, kid.
Thank you. Both.
What a terrific lady.
Yeah. You know, Kaz, sometimes when you win, you lose.
What?
Well, I suppose I ought to thank you, too.
You suppose?
Well, it's what I pay you for.
Ah, speaking of pay again, how come I can never get you to talk about my raise?
Kaz, your timing is terrible. I mean, you always pick the wrong time to bring it up.
Well, when would be a good time to bring it
we'll
up?
have a meeting. We'll set up an appointment. Then we'll discuss it.
When can we do that?
I don't know. We'll talk about it later.
You see?
Can I drop you someplace?
No. Where you going?
I don't know. Where you going?
I don't know, but I'll go anywhere in a limousine.
Next on Kaz.
What a pleasure to meet you, sir. I love your team, particularly Mad Dog.
Kaz Dean was arrested last night for brawling with a couple of fancies out on $25,000 bond.
What's it like representing the Mad Dog? You take raw meat to your session?
Any further media coverage would be highly prejudicial and detrimental to Mr. Stover receiving a fair trial.
Your Honor, he's asking for a gag order.
Is our date on for Saturday night?
Yes, you barrister.
Thank you.
As
Rising, children, and this is your main man, Venus Flytrap, with the sweet music from WKRP in Cincinnati. Monday night is Out of Sight on CBS, beginning with The Gang at WKRP in Cincinnati. Then Phyllis George hosts People, followed by MASH and One Day at a Time. Then it's Action on a Big City Newspaper with Lou Grant, and it all starts with WKRP at 8, 7 Central and Mountain.